الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تكونوا كالذين آذوا موسى فبرأه الله مما قالوا وكان عند الله وجيها. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. ليعذب الله المنافقين والمنافقات والمشركين والمشركات ويتوب الله على المؤمنين والمؤمنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما. صدق الله العظيم.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So without any delay, I would like Sabibai to introduce about Ustad Edris and start the program.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Brothers and sisters, let me begin with a small story. There was a man by name Nasruddin. I don't know if you've heard Nasruddin, but Nasruddin. It's a story about him where he wants to. He has a pet animal. That pet animal, he wanted to make sure that the pet, which is a cat, which he wanted to make it very healthy, strong, and he wanted to take care of that very much. So he went to the veterinary doctor and asked how to make it, to keep it strong and healthier. And I love my pet a lot, and I want to take care of it and ensure that it doesn't, become weak. So it's always there with me. So doctor suggested a medicine. So doctor said, take this dawai and make sure that every evening you serve two teaspoons of this. So promptly he came back home and he felt like first day that I'll give the cat 2 teaspoons. Like this I'll do it for the next 30 days and my cat will be it will be very strong and I don't have to worry about its health. So first day it got hold of the cat and gave 1 teaspoon. The cat suddenly realized something is happening, so it started struggling. Then he tried the 2nd teaspoon, and the cat really struggled, and with great effort, it pushed and it went out of his hands. So it was day 1 was over. So the day 2 came. Same in the evening, he tried to catch hold of the cat. And the moment the cat saw that spoon, the cat realized that I'll be forced to drink this. So it started struggling, and with great effort, he served that first teaspoon, and with a little more great effort, the second spoon. His job was over, so he felt okay. Today is over. So the third day came. The moment the cat saw that bottle of that medicine, it knew that it will be forced on me again. It went around. It started running around, and this fellow went behind that, and he started chasing. And finally, he caught hold of the cat. The cat was struggling, and he tried to serve that teaspoon, and both of them started fighting each other. And ultimately, the medicine fell, and the entire ointment was it spilled over the floor. He got upset. He said, "This is not the way. I had a good intention on this cat. I wanted the cat to be good, healthy, and it doesn't understand. So I'm fed up of it. So get lost. So from now on, I'll ensure that I will not get one more bottle of medicine for it. It's no point. If it's struggling so much, it doesn't like. So what's the purpose of feeding it?" So he went inside. After 15-20 minutes, he came out and saw, to his surprise, the cat was licking that medicine from the floor. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is, it is not the medicine that the cat was actually disliking. It was the way it was served. Okay. Same thing happens for parents at home. Your intentions are good, your objective is good, your aim is good, you want to keep your children very happy, you want to ensure that they get the best of the education, best of the food, best of everything, comfort. But sometimes the way you give may not be liked by them. So this is what Ustad is going to answer today, how you can keep your home happy. So he's a motivational speaker. He's traveled across the world, gives a lot of speeches. Alhamdulillah, he's been kind enough to come and address us. This is the first time we are organizing in Ahmedabad, all due to the efforts of brothers like Afzal Bhai and Uwais Bhai, who's really drove this. So he's finished his first round of South India tour. He's finishing Ahmedabad today, tomorrow, and he's leaving for Pune, Bombay. Then he'll go back to South Africa. He's from South Africa. Okay. He travels, maybe he's gone through 24, 25 countries, and often he addresses a lot of teachers, he addresses a lot of parents, how to do parenting, a lot of students, how to develop their potentials. So here he is with us to explain how to have a happy, a good nuclear family. So this is what his next 2 hours would be. I would encourage you, I would request you to please ask him as many questions, practical questions that you face, and I sure inshallah he'll be able to answer that to best of his knowledge. Ustad, over to you.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the Lord of all the worlds, to whom we belong, to whom is our return, and may His choicest blessings go to the highest of Allah's creation, our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the most generous in companionship, the most gentle in speech, the best father, the best grandfather, the best gift from Allah to humanity. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to begin by saying to each one of you that no matter how many books you read on parenting, how many talks you go for, there's always something new to learn. And I'm hoping that the session is interactive, that you ask questions, you can disagree with me also, it's okay, I don't have an issue with that. But more importantly, what I would like you to do is to think very, very seriously about yourself, whether you're a father, whether you are a mother, whether you are a sibling, whether you are a grandfather, I really want you to reflect. Allah forbid that only when you're dead and gone, and when your children have to speak about you, many of them are going to say, it's a real pity I never got to know my father, I never got to my mother as I should. So that's very important. Now, I want to ask you a question at the very beginning. The question I want to ask you is this: how many of you will be prepared to make some changes in your home today? You'll be prepared to make some changes in your home. I'm asking that question again. And I'm assuming if you don't have your hands up, you are telling me that your home is perfect, nothing to change, everything is fine. So I'm asking the question again: how many of you are prepared, inshallah, when I interact with you, to say that I'm going to do some things differently at home? Are you prepared? Put your hands up, please. Right? I don't want this talk to be like another talk. A talk you listened to, you went home, your wife asked you, what was the Jummah talk about? And you're trying to recollect what it's all about. And what happens is this, that you effected no change. And the reason I'm emphasizing this, and I'll say to all of you again, I'll say to you, and I want you to understand this: the Ummah is bleeding. The Ummah is bleeding. Our homes are in disarray. Our homes are dysfunctional. Our homes are sad places. The home was supposed to be a sanctuary. It's supposed to be the happiest place. A place where there was humor, a place where there was conversation, a place where there was interaction. I'm hoping that your homes are that. I want to create a happy home. Now, I want to make a few statements. And I want you to listen to my statements very, very carefully. The first statement I'm going to make is that parenting is not your relationship with your child, but it's a relationship with your spouse. It's a relationship with your husband, your relationship with your wife. So that's the first point I'm making. That parenting is not so much your relationship with your children, but your relationship with your husband or your wife. I want you to think about it. How many of you find that statement surprising? How many of you find that statement, you know what? It seems incompatible. He's supposed not to speak about marriage, but about parenting, about a happy family. Can anyone tell me why I'm saying that? That parenting is not so much your relationship with your child, but your relationship with your husband or your wife. Why am I saying that? Can anyone tell me why? Inshallah. In fact, this is normally a 2-day program. You cannot exhaust everything. But I heard in Ahmedabad, all my brothers and sisters are very bright people. 2 hours or 3 hours, you get motivated, inshallah. And I must say, I'm so happy to be amongst you, inshallah. So when I speak to you, at least I like to see you smiling, at least, to see you alive and well, inshallah. Let's make it a happy occasion, right? Now, I was doing this program in London, and one sister came she was there for a program. When I came a few months later, she had come back. So she said to me, Brother Edris, it's a pity I cannot stay for this program. I got to go, but there's something I want to share with everyone here. So I said, what is it? He said, there's something you said that had an impact on my life, on our family life. And now we have a happy home. So I was quite excited about that, you see. So I asked her, what was it that I said that motivated you, that excited you? She said, when I said that parenting is not so much your relationship with your child, but your relationship with your spouse, and my husband was also present there. So he and I went home, and we began to look at our relationship. And we realize that we need to do some things differently. We realize that we need to speak to each other with love. We needed to show more respect. We needed to have social etiquette amongst ourselves. And she said, the moment we start doing that, suddenly we found that our kids were respectful, they were obedient, and they did not shout anymore. You know what I'm saying to you? Because the last thing I want for any one of you is this, that you have disobedient children. You can have everything. The worst thing ever is to have a disobedient child. It can destroy you. You can be a king. It will destroy you. Therefore, I'm not surprised. There are many business corporations today do parenting and marriage for its employees. Because why? They realize if people are happy at home, they can be very productive in the workplace. That's the first point. The second point I want to mention is this, that we are living at a time where the father does the providing, the mother the deciding, and the children the overriding. I want to repeat that. We are living at a time where the father does the providing, the mother the deciding, and the children the overriding. I've seen over a period of time, I've seen the father who was in charge of the home, not like a dictator, the decision maker, the person who worked with his wife, a person that was there giving support to his family emotionally and spiritually. And that responsibility was taken over by the wife. And now what has happened, neither the wife nor the mother is the authority figure. The authority figures are children. Nowadays, parents have to get permission from the children. Gone are the days where the father could tell the son or daughter, I want you to attend the janazah. I want you to attend that wedding. I want you to attend that lecture. They would say, no, daddy, I'm too busy, and you leave it like that. That has changed. That has changed, and that is worrying. It's really, really worrying. For example, when I deal with this, when I deal with a situation, like for example, I had a major marriage conference in Johannesburg, where we had over 3,500 people attend. We had scholars from different parts of the world. And I got a neighbor staying in the same apartment. I said to him, why don't you send your sons there? They are young sons, they're marriageable sons. He said, what can I do? They don't want to go. I said to him, you know what? You're the father, man. You are the father. And it's going to be good for them. Send them. You know what I'm saying to you? You got to send them. You got to send them. So this is what I'm a bit concerned about. So that's the second statement. The third statement I'm going to make is this. In giving our children what we did not have, we have forgotten to give them what we had. In giving our children what we did not have, we have forgotten to give them what we had. In giving our children what we did not have, we have forgotten to give them what we had. Okay? The next statement I'm making is the following. We often worry what's going to happen to our children after we die. You should rather worry what's going to happen to them after they die. We worry about our children, what's going to happen to them after we die. We should rather worry what's going to happen to them after they die. So these are some of the statements. But I want to begin. I want to begin with the following. And I want to ask you this question, right? And you must answer, inshallah. You may find my question peculiar. It's okay. It's all right. How many of you hugged your wife today? You gave her a nice hug. How many of you hug your wife every morning when you're leaving for work? You give her a hug. That's why you're looking so depressed here, you see. You don't give your wife a hug. Okay? I know, that's what you must... It must change. And I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why. That's the point. It's a cultural thing. A cultural thing. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was very expressive. He was effusive. He was demonstrative. Right? And I'll tell you why. It's important. Very, very critical. There was a time when we are living in an extended family. I know it has changed throughout the world. And if the father or the mother did not show affection to the children or to each other, there were uncles who told you, you know, your father loves you. He cares for you. Your grandparents were there. They say it takes a whole village to bring up a child. Now I'm telling you why. And I want you to understand this. Because, and I knew I'm going to provoke a response. That's why I'm saying it to you. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you. I also do marriage counseling. Amongst many things I do. Inevitably, whenever I come across a problem between husband and wife, in most cases, it is related to how they've been brought up. Now, let me share this one story with you. There was a man who phoned me. And I want you to listen with an open heart. Be prepared to say, you know what, there's some things maybe I need to do differently. Sometimes we assume that you're a great husband, you're a great wife. You assume that. You don't know. You make assumptions. You're a great father. But unbeknown to you, your own children are resenting you. They're upset with you. They're angry with you. Now I'll just share this. And I say it out of love for you. I say it and I love all of you. I'm happy I'm here. Now let me tell you this. So this person phoned me up. He phoned me up and he tells me, Brother Edris, I got your number from another person. My wife and I have problems. So I asked him, what's the problem? He says, well, I don't know if my wife loves me. We are married for 12 years. She has never expressed a love for me or demonstrated it. But I can handle that. What my concern is, I got a son who is 1 year old, my wife and I. And I'm concerned that my son is not feeling the mother's love. I asked him, what do you want to do? He says, well, I want to stay in this marriage. He said, what about your wife? He said, I must speak to her. So over the phone, I asked her, what do you want to do, sister? She says to me, I want to stay in this marriage, except my father told me that if I don't come back home now, I must never come back. It was quite clear this was an ongoing problem, an ongoing situation. I said, don't worry. The love doctor will be there. You stay with your husband. A few weeks later, I went. The husband fetches me. And then I said to him, I'm glad I was alone with him. Tell me about your wife. Give me some background. This is what he told me, opened my eyes. He said to me, when my wife was about 1 year old, her mother and father separated. She had left home, right? I said, okay, wow. Then I met with a couple. I chatted with them. Then I tried this out first time in my life, and I was hoping it works. I made her sit here and the husband opposite her. I asked her to hold the husband's hand and to call the husband Ma. Imagine, I said your husband is your mother. There are some things that you want to tell him, tell your mother, but you'll not tell her out of respect. So tell him. And it was incredible what happened. It's happened many years ago, so I'm just going to share with you the essence. So she said, Ma, Ma, Ma. And she started crying. Why did you leave me when I was a child, Ma? I got a wonderful son, Ma. I love him, but I do not know how to show him love, Ma. And she's crying. I do not know how to show him that love, Ma. She is crying, he is crying, and I'm also crying, you know. Because I really felt, you know, right? It was cathartic, it was emotional. And then she said, you know, she's telling her, Mommy, I got such a wonderful husband, Ma. I never saw you and Daddy loving each other and hugging each other and celebrating your marriage, Ma. Ma is such a good man, Ma. I don't know, Ma. I don't know, Ma. Why, Ma? Why you and Daddy, Ma, 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 Ma? And then what happened? Both of them got up. They hugged each other. And then I asked her, how do you feel? He says, I have closure now. And asked him, how do you feel? Now I understand my wife. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying to you? What I'm saying to you. And let me tell you what I do. Eh? Zakir Bhai, you've come to my place, right? This is what I do. When I leave home, right? Okay, my place, you drive with a car. You can park the car at the apartment. When I leave home, my wife will be there at the door to bid farewell to me. And I blow kisses at her. Love you, darling. Right? And then I'll go with the car, and I could either turn left there or right. So when I turn right, she'll be waiting in the veranda and waving at me. There's something I said we must always do. You know why? Because that could be a defining moment. If something were to happen to me, people would ask her, what was the last interaction you had with your husband or your wife? Other relationships are peripheral. And I'll just share this with you. I'll just share this with you. My mother passed away before my father. May God Almighty grant our parents gentle firdaus. And I went home to Pushepson, and I went to my father's bedroom. I said to my father, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. We are sad, you know, I'm the eldest. I said, Daddy, Daddy, you and I did not know that Allah gave us an angel. What was my father's response? My father put his head down. He said, my beloved son, what can I do? I cannot turn back the clock. And the day my mother died, that's the day my father died spiritually. Not long afterwards, he passed away also. So what I'm saying to you, if you want to create a happy home, there has to be the expression of that love. There has to be a demonstration of that love. And in a happy home, you have conversations where there's interaction, where there's acknowledgement, where you recognize each one of them. You understand? It is fundamental. It is very, very critical. And I would recommend 3 things for each home before I go on to the next thing. 3 things. Every home should have a family routine. From Monday to Sunday, a family routine. Okay? A family routine. What I want you to do now, I want you, we don't have too much of time, we'll have some activity. Okay, let's have that activity now. Fine. What I want you to do is I want you to turn around and get into groups of 8. Groups of 8, okay? Is that okay? Right? Groups of 8. Get into groups here. And tell me, right, what kind of routine should we have in our homes from Monday to Sunday? Routine. You know, they say a family that eats together, plays together, prays together, stays together. A family that eats together, plays together, prays together, stays together. So I want you to just turn around. I'm giving you 10 minutes. You have a discussion about what should we include in the family routine. Can we do that now? All of you speak English here? Eh? Is that okay? Right. Can you just turn around, please? I know you're not used to it. Yeah, yeah. You're in the wrong place there. You know, one of the realities of life is the following. I mean, I've conducted workshops in 24 countries. And lots of people say to me that, you know what, we are so busy, man. Where's the time? You want us to have a routine. Where's the time? You know what I'm saying to you, right? Now, let me explain something to you. One of the 4 main reasons for divorces throughout the world, one of the 4 main reasons is when the mother and the father do not have the same way to bring up the child. The mother says, I get fed up now, right? Because why? The father often says, leave him, he's a growing child. The mother wants to be a disciplinarian, for example. Then she stops even telling the husband what's going on. And the son or daughter know how to manipulate it. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, very, very importantly, the day your son and daughter do things that make you uncomfortable and upset, then you got all the time in the world. Suddenly your life stops. And you ask yourself, what was I doing? What was I doing? What was I doing? And I see it, let me tell you. And I see it. I've literally seen mothers go mad when the children disappoint them. I've seen parents like die. You know what I'm saying to you? So these are important things. And inshallah, I'm here to help you, to guide you, because I want your home to be a happy place. A place where the wife gets excited to see you, you get happy to see her, right? That when you have a conversation, there's no, rudeness there or vulgarity there. And the children also speak with love, with adab, with affection. That's what you want, isn't it? Yes or no? That's what you want. That's what you want. And it can be done. It can be changed. And it should change. Now let me explain this to you. So, what do you think? I mean, every home's family routine would be somewhat different. But there are some basic things, right? Okay. Now, this is my suggestion. My suggestion to you. I feel you should try to have your meals together. That's one start. Now, why should we have meals together? In fact, in a study that was done in America, United States of America, down south Louisiana, what happened? The result was the following. They found in a family that had at least 5 meals a week together, they found happiness in that home, they found the children did better at school, and they were not prone to violence. Only 5 meals, right? So, why you think eating time is great? Why should it be important that we eat as a family? Anyone tell me? Why? Why? Sorry? Yes, very good point. Because eating time is meeting time. Very important. What you got to bear in mind, your children should know that whilst we are eating, no one is going to scold them. No, you understand what I'm saying? They mustn't have the fear, oh, I'm scared to eat because daddy he'll get upset with me, or the wife is going to complain about the children. Eating time is just for eating and talking, exchanging views. Right? Very important, very critical. Now, what else can you do eating time? What else? Yes? Sorry? Yeah. It creates affection and love. And what I want you to do is the following, right? The following, right? You're talking about love. You need, how nice that you look at your children and your spouse with the eye of love. Hey? With the eye of love. The young people are getting excited. They want to go home now, right? You know, eye of love. Now, let me explain this to you. Let me understand. Let me explain this to you. Right? I've got lots of things to talk about, social media, lots of things, whatever, So, you might meet someone. I might meet someone, a young person, just married. So I'll ask him, Muhammad, what did you do this weekend? He says, no, this weekend I spent the weekend with my father. I said, how noble of you. But if I were to ask his father, I say, you know what, I heard Muhammad spend the weekend with you. He said, what weekend? He came here and all the time he was busy with his cell phone. He never even spoke to me. You see what I'm saying to you? See what I'm saying to you? What I'm saying to you is this, and ask us, especially now that our parents are gone, isn't it? How we regret it. How we regret it, you know? I'm writing a book. I've written 2 books, a few books. The next book I'm writing is called What If? What If? What if when my mother called me, I spent 2 minutes more with her? What if? You know what I'm saying? What if? What if? What if? So it is meeting time, right? Affection. What else? One of the things that I find, sorry? Yes, yes. So you are also thankful, isn't it, for the food you have given and all of that, right? But I find something missing with lots of young people. And I don't blame them, I blame the parents. They say an apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, isn't it? Children mimic adult behavior. That's what they do. They copy adult behavior. What I find missing today with lots of young people is they do not have what you call social etiquette. You know, they do not know how to say thank you. Please, may I have? Or help an old man to cross the road. They're not thankful, right? Now, this is an important thing that I'm going to recommend very, very strongly. Statistically, whether we like it or not, our wives outlive us. Most wives, right? They outlive us. We die before them. And you know why we die before them? I say they give us so much of a heartache, we die before you all. No. Anyway, so the point is this. If a man did not give his wife dignity, if he did not show her respect in front of the children, I promise you this, when you're dead and gone, it's like hell on earth for the poor sister. They have no control. Because if your children did not respect her whilst you were alive, and when you're gone, it's hell on earth. And please believe me, I deal with those situations. So it's very, very important to empower your wife, give her authority, and when your children do wrong, she mustn't say, I'm waiting for your daddy to come. She must be able to have the appropriate disciplinary measures. Very, very important. Very, very critical. Right? So the whole thing about social etiquette on the table, that we show manners, we are thankful, we say, may you pass this. So that's an important thing, right? So what else, besides eating together, what else is important? Someone told me something quite interesting, and I like it. Right? Okay. And I want you to loosen up a bit, right? Okay, I find you. All of you stand up, please. Stand up, all of you. Right. Okay. I want you to repeat after me, all right? Right. And before that, how many of your homes you have, there's laughter in your homes? There's laughter. You'll say funny stories. Put your hands up. Men, only so few men. Hey, yeah. Hey, what do you think parenting is serious business? You don't laugh. Okay, I want you to repeat this after me. Okay, would you repeat it, right? Say, I am going to make a difference in my life and that of my family. I will express my love for my wife and my children. I will express my love for my husband. Husband, not you, right? Okay, right. Right, no, okay, right, okay. And when I go home today, my wife and I are going to have a discussion. And we're not going to point fingers at each other. We are going to say, let's you and I sit down and let's do what's best for the family. And my darling. I call my wife Shushu Babalina. The whole of South Africa knows it. My Shushu Babalina. And my darling. And my darling. Forgive me if I've hurt your feelings. And you are going to say,
Ustad should die out of shock, Ustad.
yeah, no, it's all right, good. No. Yeah. So, and you must say, all is forgiven, doll. All is forgiven. Right. And love you madly. You sit down. Okay, right. Now, so, okay. That is, let me tell you this. Yeah. Okay.
उस्ताद को इधर मुश्किल हो रही है अहमदाबाद में. आप लोग थोड़ा टाइट हैं, बहुत सीरियस हैं. ये काम उन्होंने कहीं और नहीं किया, चेन्नई में नहीं किया, हैदराबाद में नहीं किया, बेंगलोर में नहीं किया. कहाँ हैं उवैस भाई? किधर हैं उवैस भाई? बहुत मुश्किल है ऑडियंस से आने की. थोड़ा आपको लूजन होना चाहिए, इसीलिए उन्होंने ये एक्सरसाइज किया आपसे. आपको रिस्पॉन्ड करना है ना? मैं मद्रास से हूं, मैं चेन्नई से हूं और मैं इनको साउथ अफ्रीका से लेके आया. लेडीज यहां पर माशाल्लाह एक्सेलेंट रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं. हम मेन को थोड़ा लूजन अप करना है, ओपन माइंड से सोचना है, एंड बिलीव मी यू विल एंजॉय इट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. ये पूरा जो एक्सरसाइज करते हैं ये आपके लिए बहुत बहुत बेनिफिशियल रहेगा. मुझे मालूम आप लोग बहुत सीरियसली सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन किसी के चेहरे में स्माइल नहीं है, हंसी नहीं है. हंसी आप लोग. कैन आई हैव ए स्माइल ऑन योर फेस प्लीज? माशाल्लाह. एक हंसी और दो, बाकी स्माइल. स्माइल इज द लाफ्टर इज द बेस्ट मेडिसिन.
लास्ट वर्ड इसमें मैं आपको बता दूं कि खंदा पेशानी के साथ रहना ये सबसे बड़ी सुन्नत है जनाब रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की. सर में हमारा ये प्रॉब्लम है, और मैं तो खैर अभी ऑडियंस है, ये जुमला बोलना चाहिए कि नहीं बोलना चाहिए, पर चलो नहीं बोलता, अभी बाद में प्राइवेट में बोलूँगा. लेकिन कहने का मतलब ये कि ये जो बात हो रही है बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. हमारे फैमिलीज़ का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि घर में यानी दुनिया भर में हंसते बोलते हैं, जब घर में घुसते हैं तो बिल्कुल हमारे यहाँ गुजराती में कहते हैं दीवेल पिएला मुंह लेकर आते हैं. क्या you know, as if you have had a castor oil.
Oh, acha. Yeah, constipated, right? No. But I must say, no. I must say, Allah is a witness. I'm enjoying talking to you, right? I'm enjoying. I know some of you had problems, don't understand English, right? Which I understand, right? I only think Urdu I know, Thandi hawa aa rahi hai sur. I learned that in madrasa. Finish. Yeah. What time? Okay, right. Okay, we are going to break for Maghrib Salah, inshallah, and then we'll go. Are you enjoying it so far? You're learning, inshallah. Right. Thank you. We break up for Salah, then. So we spoke about eating together, and you said it's meeting time, right? What I would like to do. Some brothers indicated, maybe some sisters, they may not understand English. So after every 10 minutes, there could be someone just summarizing, right? Can someone do that? Can you do that? Anyone, right? Okay. So the whole thing is this, that please, I want your minds to be here, please, right? So we eat together. What else should we do in a family routine? What else? Yes? Hey? Yes, very important, right? I would recommend the following things. Reading Salah together, reading Quran together, and even reading a book. I have found that lots of our homes, we don't read books anymore. We don't read books. They're busy with the cell phone. No interaction. Now it's very, very important. Very, very important. That you got to create every day, even 15, 20 minutes, where everyone, the father, the mother, the children, all of them read a book. It's very, very important. I can give you 10, 12, 20, 30 benefits of reading. Right? One benefit, your children learn self-discipline. They become confident. They mature. They understand things. They become interesting. They become good conversationalists. They can become leaders. So a number of things. So reading is important. Every day, without fail, you all read together. Right? Read together. Even the kid, the baba, they can scribble, give them something to do. They have a feel for the book. The other very important thing from Monday to Sunday, You can decide as a family that you want to visit some sick person. Take your whole children, take everyone with you. So they understand that they must show compassion, they must show love to other people. He's not being selfish. You got that? Right? Also, for example, keeping in contact with the extended family, uncles and aunts. Very importantly, that you encourage them, you go with them together. Is that okay? Right? What else? Now, this is a very important thing, very critical thing. Every child is different. Never compare children. Every child is different. I say, do not treat kids with equality, but with equity. Equity means Muhammad may have a different need, right, from Ismail. Muhammad maybe he's shy. He needs a little more of your time. You understand what I'm saying to you? To become confident. You understand? So I want to suggest the following to you. Every child needs the 6 A's. The 6 A's. Now let me tell you what the 6 A's are. Right? The 6 A's. They all need affection. They all need affection. Affection. They all need affection. Right? They all need attention. You got it? They all need attention. They all need appreciation. Appreciation. They all need acknowledgement. They all need acknowledgement. They all need affirmation. 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 And the last one, which might surprise you, they all need admonishment. That means you should every now and then, if need be, you need to advise them and even scold them if you need to. Admonishment. ANADMONISHMENT. To admonish. To scold. Very important. Now I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Lot of fathers and mothers think, please understand me, they think that my child must be happy every moment of his life. No. There are days they're going to get upset with you when you did not give them what they want. Now, you don't say, no, don't worry, daddy will give you. They'll grow up thinking, they'll grow up thinking, life is easy. I can demand things. I'll scream, they'll give it to me. No, it doesn't work like that. There are times, a good father and mother, at times, they say no to the children. They say no to the children. You got that? You understand that? Very importantly, your children must feel and experience your love. And when you say no to your children, you must explain why you're saying no. You must explain why you're saying no to them. And not only that, there's something else I've learned that you can do. Let us say your child wants a cell phone. Growing child wants a cell phone from you. You don't say, I'm your daddy. It's no. Why, daddy? Shut your big fat mouth. No. You must sit down and try to make the child understand. What you also need to do, as they grow older, you must ask them, say, Fatima, if you had a daughter your age and they asked for a cell phone, you know what's happening around here, would you give it to your daughter? Suddenly they understand what role you are playing. They will often say no. Explain to them. Very importantly, you got to explain to them because they are competing. Now that's one part of it, right? I'm going to just share something else that's very, very critical. I think it was Hazrat Ali who said words to this effect that there are 3 stages to a child's development. 3 stages. Yeah. The first 7 years is a time of bonding. 7 years bonding. Where they see you and your wife and husband hugging, you're hugging the children. They're bonding. They learn through their eyes. They copy your behavior. 7 is bonding. From 7 to 14 is a time of instruction, discipline, and learning. Instruction, discipline, and learning. And after 14, you become the child's friend or confidant. Child's friend or confidant. The first 7 years is bonding. Bonding. I mean, you know, I've seen children, 3-year-old children got iPads. You're destroying the child. The child's supposed to be running around playing. It's natural. They need to play. Now, regarding that, because we don't have much time, I want to quickly mention some things. I cannot exhaust the discussion. You can ask me questions. If you're feeling shy to ask about your husband, you must say, I know of someone whose husband is. So I know it's your husband. Right? Okay. Now, the other very important thing is this. You know, as Muslims, we are told, eat halal food and also tayyib. We don't talk about it. What is tayyib? Organic food, wholesome food. People have realized today, they have realized that the foods that the children are eating is impacting on their behavior. They're becoming aggressive. Remember that. In fact, there was a story in the United States of America. United States of America, down south, Louisiana, in America, where this person was a psychologist or a psychiatrist in the hospital. This one person was out on parole. He went on parole. And he nearly killed his wife. So when he came back, they looked at his diet. And they changed the whole diet. And suddenly, the same person became very calm. The foods they eat, very, very important. Also something else I want to tell you. Do you know when you eat anything from a plastic or you drink something from a plastic bottle, if that is exposed to the sun, it affects the constitution of the drink. You know that? It's not good at all. Now I'll tell you something else even more frightening. I want to frighten you a bit. You don't mind? This psychologist, they caught fish. Look at this. Let's go listen to this. They caught fish in Potomac River near New York. 70% of the male fish, instead of them producing sperms, were producing eggs. 70%. Therefore, you find there are a growing number of men cannot be fathers today. It's because of the foods they eat. And what did they find? They found in the rivers what you call endocrine disruptors. Those things that affect your system, like plastics and all of that. Right? So one has to be very, very guarded about those things, okay? The foods you're eating, right? The next thing, very, very important, very critical. You got to make sure that your children have good friends. Hey? Friends are like the home. Friends that remind them to do good. Friends are very, very important, right? I want to just stop there for a moment. Are there any questions? Please ask. I'm giving you 10 minutes respite to ask me questions.